Hey, everybody. Great to be here. This is Van. Starting this new podcast. I'm really excited about it. It's called Mountain Preacher and Jesus. Yes, I love the mountains. I love being up in God's creation. My favorite place to be. In the background right now, you can see the Canadian Rockies up in Alberta as part of my background for this introduction here. Let me just give you a quick intro to who I am, my passion. Again, I pastor a church here in Spokane, Washington. But more importantly than that, beyond anything else, my passion is to help people get set free from past traumas, past sins, just the condemnation, shame, everything that we deal with as people. My passion is to show you just the love and the grace, the mercy that God has for us, and that He actually wants to transform our lives. That's one thing that people have so much fear of. It's like, oh my gosh, God is just mad at me. He's going to take me out. He's going to discipline me and all these things. And God actually loves us so much, way beyond what we think He does, and He actually came in person, Jesus himself, and said in Matthew 11:28, I'm paraphrasing, that all of you, that's everybody, anybody that has burdens, anybody that is just depressed or anxious or has anything going on in their life, come to me and I will set you free, was what Jesus said. So this is just an introduction, but I'm just showing you that my passion is to help people. There's no catch, there's no hook involved. I'm not making money on this podcast, not doing anything like that. I'm just doing this because I want to see people get set free. I believe our counties, our cities, and our country can change based on people changing and being transformed into the likeness of God. Let me just run down some statistics here really quick that are really sad. And yeah, they might be off by a million or two here and there, but this is the best statistics I could find. Anxiety disorders in our country, there's almost 50 million people that deal with anxiety disorders, depression disorders, over 21 million. Substance abuse disorders, there's over 20 million there. Bipolar issues, there's over 7 million people that deal with bipolar disorders. Unresolved trauma, those are things that happened to us in our past when we were kids or teenagers or whatever it was, and really stuck with us and didn't allow us to move forward in our relationship with God because there's so much maybe hurt and pain or unforgiveness in our life. And my passion is to help people with the grace of God, and my passion to help you and teach you what the Bible says, that God has your back. Check this verse out in Psalm 139. This is David speaking. It says, you made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. Now, what is David saying here? First of all, he's admitting that God is the creator. He's the one that put us together, knit us together in our mother's womb. But not only that, he says how wonderfully complex you made each one of us. Now, what happens is we get hurt, we get traumatized, sin things happen in our life, what all sorts of things that we're going to cover in this podcast happen to us, and it halts our relationship with Him. It halts our freedom. It blocks us from having a relationship with people. It gives us all sorts of anxiety and depression issues in our life. And I'm here to help you and encourage you that God actually wants you to come to Him as the creator, as the maker, as the one who designed each one of us individually, and that we would lean on Him and what He says in the Bible to get healed so we could live a life of freedom to walk like Jesus. Again, my name is Van. I'm excited about this. The podcast is going to be Mountain Preacher and Jesus. It'll be on all the podcast platforms out there. I'm excited about this and looking forward to releasing my first podcast here in the next week or so. So stay tuned. I'm excited.